Starting off the video at number 30, I have Brooks Baldwin of the Chicago White Sox. To be honest, I do not know much about Baldwin. I know that he did get called up to the majors last season after Paul DeYoung got traded to the Royals. Baldwin hit for 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, and 24 hits for about an average of .211, an OPS for .566. Again, do not know much about him. I do see the White Sox calling up Colson Montgomery to fill in for that position at some point, but I have Baldwin at number 30. At number 29, I have Detroit Tigers shortstop Javier Baez. This guy just sucks. He's actually terrible. I remember when he used to be on the Cubs and was considered one of the best players in the league, and then he goes to the Mets and does solid, and then signs a massive deal with the Tigers and becomes awful. In 2024, Baez hit for 6 home runs, 37 RBIs, and 50 hits for about an average of only .184, an OPS for .516, and a negative 1.1 WAR. He may be forced to retire soon because his play has just been that awful in these last 3 seasons. For the 28th best shortstop in baseball, I'm going with Max Schumann of the Athletics. Schumann, in his first ever Major League season, did okay in 2024, hitting for 7 home runs, 34 RBIs, and 87 hits for a batting average of .220, an OPS for .619, and a 0.8 WAR, while stealing 14 bases. He does play around the infield, as he played some third base last season as well. He is still young. I have him at 28. Going out to Pittsburgh to talk about starting shortstop for the Pirates, Isiah Kiner-Falefa. The Pirates announced that O'Neal Cruz is moving out to center field, leaving the shortstop position to Kiner-Falefa. Kiner-Falefa started out the year in Toronto, where he actually did solid in the first half of the season, as he played when Bichette was hurt, but then was traded to the Pirates at the deadline and did horrible. He hit for 8 home runs, 43 RBIs, and 125 hits for about an average of .269, an OPS for .683, and a 3.6 WAR while stealing 11 bases. He is not great at defense and is getting old. Not really an everyday shortstop these days. I have him at 27. At number 26, I have Brian Rookie of the Cleveland Guardians. Rookie had a solid second season in the majors, but did not hit very consistently and did not hit for much power, hitting for only 8 home runs, 36 RBIs, and 79 hits for about an average of .206, an OPS for .619, and a 1.9 WAR. He is pretty solid with the glove, but the bat just needs to improve a little bit. I have Rookie at number 26. Getting the top 25 started at number 25, I have starting shortstop for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Geraldo Perdomo. Perdomo was awful at the plate last year, but did battle injuries. He hit for only 3 home runs, 37 RBIs, and 92 hits for a batting average of .273, an OPS for .718, and a 3.5 WAR. He does have good on-base numbers, but does not have fantastic defense. He is still young, though. I have Perdomo at number 25. At number 24, I have Orlando Arcia of the Atlanta Braves. After an all-star 2023 season, Arcia's bat just kind of gone quiet, especially hitting consistently, as he hit for 17 home runs, 46 RBIs, and 120 hits for about an average of .218, an OPS for .625, and a 0.5 WAR. He is pretty solid on the defensive side, but I just need to see that bat improve before I move him up. Going to Miami to talk about young Marlins shortstop Xavier Edwards. I really do like Xavier Edwards, and he didn't do well in his rookie season as he hit for 1 home run, 26 RBIs, and 87 hits for about an average of .328, an OPS for .820, and a 2.0 WAR. Defensively, he is not fantastic, as he does play all around the field and did not have great fielding numbers. He kind of reminds me of Luis Ariz. However, he is extremely fast, as he stole 31 bases this year. He does have a bright future as well in Miami. Up next at 22, I have Jose Caballero, shortstop for the Tampa Bay Rays. Caballero's main game is speed, as he stole an American League leading 44 bases. However, the bat was just kind of average this season, as he only hit for 9 home runs, 44 RBIs, and 100 hits for about an average of .227 and an OPS for .630 and a WAR of 1.4. He did do okay on the defensive side. I have him at number 22. Just outside the top 20, at number 21, I have Trevor Story of the Boston Red Sox. Story has just hit the injury bug these last 2 seasons, which has limited his play. Story only played in 26 games last season, and in that time, he hit for 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, and 24 hits for a batting average of .255, an OPS for .733, and a 0.7 WAR. Story, coming into his 32-year-old season, just needs to have more playing time and stop getting hurt before I can rank him any higher. Getting the top 20 started at number 20, I have Joey Ortiz of the Milwaukee Brewers. Ortiz played third base mainly last year for the Brewers, but now moves to short with Willie Adames going to the Giants. I did really like Joey Ortiz in his rookie season last year. He hit for 11 home runs, 60 RBIs, and 105 hits for a batting average of .239 and a .726 OPS and a 2.7 WAR. He has a good glove, and I think the Brewers will be just fine with Ortiz at shortstop. I have him at number 20. Up next, at number 19, I have Seattle Mariners shortstop J.P. Crawford. Crawford after having a really solid 2023 season, did not match that in 2024 as he did not do that great at the plate. Crawford hit for 9 home runs, 37 RBIs, and 79 hits for a batting average of .202, an OPS for .625, and a 2.7 WAR. He still has potential, and I do think he can bounce back. I have him at number 19. At 18, I have Jeremy Pena of the Houston Astros. Pena had an okay 2024 season as he hit for 15 home runs, 70 RBIs, and 160 hits for a batting average of .266, an OPS for .701, and a 4.1 WAR while stealing 20 bases. Pena does strike out a lot at the plate, as well as his defense can be inconsistent sometimes, as well as with the bat. He is only 27 years old and has many bright years ahead of him. Coming in at number 17, I have Los Angeles Angels shortstop Zach Neto. Neto did have surgery on his right shoulder, which may impact his arm at short this year, but last year he was absolutely phenomenal at the plate, hitting for 23 home runs, 77 RBIs, and 135 hits for a batting average of .249, an OPS for .734, and a 5.1 WAR. Neto also stole 30 bases last season, just showing how diverse of a player he really is. Just outside the top 15, at number 16, I have St. Louis Cardinals young shortstop Mason Wynn. Mason Wynn came back after not a great 2023 season, hitting for 15 home runs, 57 RBIs, and 157 hits per batting average of .267, an OPS of .730, and a 4.9 WAR. Wynn has a fantastic arm at shortstop as he can throw 100 miles per hour to first base. I have him just outside the top 15 at 16. Getting the top 15 started at number 15, I have Dansby Swanson of the Chicago Cubs. It was a bit of a down year for Dansby Swanson compared to last season as he hit for 16 home runs, 66 RBIs, and 129 hits for a batting average of .242, an OPS of .701, and a 4.0 WAR, while stealing 19 bases. He is great over at shortstop as he has won 2 Gold Gloves. I have him at number 15. Coming in at number 14, I have Xander Bogaerts of the San Diego Padres. I don't know what happened to the Red Sox, Xander Bogaerts, because he used to be so good and now he is just average. He does not have the best arm, and I do think that he should stay at second base, but he is moving back to short. He hit for 11 home runs, 44 RBIs, and 113 hits for a batting average of .264, an OPS for .688, and a 1.2 WAR while stealing 13 bases. We will have to see if he can turn it around this season. I have him at number 14. Coming in at number 13, I have Washington Nationals shortstop C.J. Abrams. After getting traded from the Padres 2 years ago, Abrams landed in Washington where he would play some of the best baseball of his young career. Abrams hit for 20 home runs, 65 RBIs, and 133 hits for a batting average of .246, an OPS for .747, and a 3.4 WAR while stealing 31 bases. I don't know what happened last year with his gambling issue, but I feel like he does still have a good future ahead of him. I have him at 13. Going out to the Bronx to talk about New York Yankees shortstop Anthony Volpe. Volpe has pretty solid defense and is a great leadoff hitter with great contact. As in 2024, Volpe hit for 12 home runs, 60 RBIs, and 155 hits for a batting average of .243, an OPS for 657, and a 3.4 WAR while stealing 28 bases. Again, like many of the other shortstops, he does have a big future ahead of him. Maybe a little too high, but just outside the top 10 at number 11, I have Bo Bichette of the Toronto Blue Jays. Bichette was hurt for most of the 2024 season, and then the time he did play, he was horrible. He hit for 4 home runs, 31 RBIs, and 70 hits for a batting average of .225, an OPS for .598, and a negative 0.3 WAR. His defense was okay, but coming into this season, he does need to improve, but he still is a very good shortstop. Getting the top 10 started at number 10, I have Colorado Rockies young shortstop Ezequiel Tovar. Tovar, one of the only bright spots about that Rockies team, is going to be there for a while. Tovar hit for 26 home runs, 78 RBIs, and 176 hits for a batting average of .269, an OPS for .763, and a 3.8 WAR. He is pretty fast, and his defense is fantastic, and the guy is only 23 years old. I could see him being in the top 5 very soon. At number 9, I have one of my favorite players in the league, Carlos Correa of the Minnesota Twins. Correa made the All-Star game this year, and he really did deserve it, even though he did miss about half the year with an injury. Correa hit for 14 home runs, 54 RBIs, and 99 hits for a batting average of .310, an OPS of .905, and a 3.7 WAR. He also is the best defensive shortstop in baseball. I mean, some of the guys' plays are just outstanding, and he has 2 Gold Gloves. I have Correa at number 9. At number 8, I have newly signed San Francisco Giant Willy Adames. I mean, this guy just went off at the plate last year for the Brewers. He hit for 32 home runs, 112 RBIs, and 153 hits for a batting average of .251, an OPS for .794, and a 3.1 WAR while stealing 21 bases. This was a great move by the Giants as they got a fantastic shortstop in Willy Adames. Coming in at number 7, I have Trey Turner of the Philadelphia Phillies. Turner has kind of played a little down from these last couple of seasons, but he is still a very good shortstop. Turner hit for 21 home runs, 62 RBIs, and 149 hits for a batting average of .295, an OPS for .807, and a 3.0 WAR, while stealing 19 bases. His defense is okay, and he has great speed. I have Trey Turner at number 7. Coming off a down year after a fantastic 2023 season, I have Corey Seager of the Texas Rangers. Seager still is elite, though, as he hit for 30 home runs, 74 RBIs, and 132 hits for a batting average of .278, an OPS for .864, and a 5.0 WAR. His defense is solid, and he is still fantastic with a bat. I know he will continue to be elite. I have him at number 6. In the top 5 started, I have one of the most athletic players in all of sports, Elly De La Cruz of the Cincinnati Reds. I mean, he is so good at everything. He hit for 25 home runs, 76 RBIs, and 160 hits for a batting average of .259, an OPS for .809, and a 5.2 WAR. The guy also stole 67 bases. I mean, geez, this guy is elite, and he is only 23 years old as well. Coming in at number 4, I have New York Mets starting shortstop Francisco Lindor. I mean, he is one of the best players in baseball and displays that in all aspects. Lindor hit for 33 home runs, 97 RBIs, and 169 hits for a batting average of .273, an OPS for .844, and a WAR of 6.9 while stealing 29 bases. I mean, he is just going to continue to mash and be elite for years to come. I have him at number 4. For the third best shortstop in baseball, I have Gunnar Henderson of the Baltimore Orioles. I mean, this guy went off in 2024. He was easily one of the best hitters last year, as he hit for 37 home runs, 92 RBIs, and 177 hits for a batting average of .221, an OPS for .893, and a 9.1 WAR while stealing 21 bases. He is solid at short as well. I have Gunnar Henderson at number 3. Coming in at number 2, I have Mookie Betts of the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean, how can you not say that this guy is one of the best players in the game? He is great at defense, and his bat is elite. In 2024, while missing part of the season with that injury, Mookie hit for 19 home runs, 75 RBIs, and 130 hits for a batting average of .289, an OPS for .863, and a 4.8 WAR, thus stealing 16 bases. He did do great in the postseason as well. He is a future Hall of Famer and will be one of the best players in the league for years to come. Because the best shortstop in the MLB, without a doubt, I have Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals. He is top 5 in the league and is one of the most athletic players in all of sports. Witt hit for 32 home runs, 109 RBIs, and 211 hits for a batting average of .332, an OPS for .977, and a 9.4 WAR, thus stealing 31 bases. Bobby Witt Jr. literally is the future of the MLB.